What is going on, everybody? On here, and I want to do a quick update on Commander Deck EV in Magic the Gathering. I did a video on this a couple days ago and had a lot of interest, a lot of folks reaching out. And one of the items that we decided to do was to tweak the EV calculator that we have. And it's $12.99 a month. In addition, you get access to pre-sales from nontcg.com. So you go here. Reprint. So we have Lord of the Rings coming in Q1, I think January, of set boxes. We have Commander decks of Lord of the Rings and Karlov Commander. And we also have Wilds of Eldraine, I believe, coming in February. But if you sign up, I'll send you coupons. You can buy Lorwyn Eclipse play boxes, as many cases as you want within reason, for $110 per. You cover shipping. The tax is included in this number. But going back to the EV calc. So, and by the way, if you want to sign up, just go to ev@nontcg.com, click on Get Premium Access, sign up with Wallet, whatever. So I'm going to log in here. I'm going to show you what we did, because one of the challenges early on was we had all the decks in here. We've tested them, right, left, upside down, inside out. And each of the individual decks works. Well, what we've done now is if you go to pre-constructed decks, you go here, you can sort by set. Let's go to, I want to go to Ixalan. I did Tark here earlier. Where's Ixalan? Damn it. Need a search function in here. Let's just do Tark here for now. So you click on Tark here, brings up all four decks. So you have market low. Low list I like, quite honestly, because if I want to sell the items now, this is what I'm going to sell them for. So the problem is all five of these are not aggregated. And by the way, this EV does not include the collector sample pack. That is above and beyond. So if I click on all decks, here we go, Tark here. Now you have all the decks in summary. And the beauty of this is now you have, here's your sealed. This is your cost at distribution price. You can get the displays much cheaper than this. This is just if you take all five of the decks at the low list. Singles, $235. Low list is $197. Again, this does not include the sample packs. Sample packs for Tark here, I think they're cheap. I think they're like $350. So you're basically tacking on $14. But here's the Card Kingdom buy list. So if you are buying the displays, that last I looked, there was a point where they're at 150, 160. You can sell 60% of the cards to Card Kingdom, get your money back, and still have all kinds of money left on these. And then here's your ratio. And this is something, again, this is kind of an ease of use from the perspective of I don't have to go into Excel. I don't have to sum these up. So I think this is really, really cool. Let me go back. Maybe. Back to Precon here. There we go. I can't type either. So if I go to Ixalan, here's your four decks. And I am going to, I am literally, need a little search function in there. We'll get to it. You know why? Because I'm not looking for the right thing. It is Lost Caverns. And I am looking for Ixalan like a dumbass. There we go. So Lost Caverns. And we can get rid of this. Lost Caverns at Ixalan. So you can actually click New View here. And then Lost Caverns. You can pull the set here. Pretty much make it whatever you want. You can actually save these, which is kind of cool. So you can create a bunch of these and just toggle them back and forth. So you click here on Ixalan, which is where we're at right now. So this is money right here. So your sealed is 170, but the singles are 223 market, 186 low list, plus the sample packs for Ixalan, I think are like $8. So you're really tacking $32 on top of this. CK buy list is 155. So now you're starting to see something that has quite a bit of value here. So I wanted to point that out. I do want to go back to Precon because we added these as well. So Foundation Starter Collection. So all the starter collections are now in here, I believe. So here's Foundations. Let's see. So here, again, here's your seal price is 45. Singles value, blah, blah, blah. Card Kingdom buy list. This is super, super exciting, super helpful. Also, I think Mox Alpha stole it from us, but that's fine. I don't care. They can't sell you product. I can. Again, $110 for Lorwyn play boxes. Sign up, send you coupons as much as you want. So here's your SIF floor. So here's your market, direct low, low. So 46.72. And again, we pulled direct low into this finally, which is really, really awesome. So at 46.72 for low. That does not include I believe there's 3 Foundations packs that are like $6 each. So $18 above that. But if you go down here, you can see the individual cards, which is really, really cool, really, really helpful. The one that I'm most interested on, just because I have a bunch of this, is Final Fantasy. So if I go to Final Fantasy, yeah, so here's Blue Black. This is the Sephiroth deck. Your low list is $2.58, so it's effectively worth nothing. I ended up with a pallet of starter kits because we wanted a bunch of the Commander decks and a bunch of other stuff. So we ended up taking that, which is fine. It'll sit here until it sits here. But if you look at red-white, your low list is now 1030. I think we paid, we probably paid like $12 each, something like that, because I think we paid 144 all in. So if this alone now, you can see the match rate's only 20% here. So Card Kingdom is saturated with this shit. They're not buying a whole lot. But what's interesting is you have Ultimate Weapon, Rosa, Cloud, Parents Champion. This is the Commander, I believe. So you have a couple decent cards in here. But again, if you go to, you're at $9 on direct low. Not ideal. But the reason I want to walk through this is because these are all changes that we're actively making, because all of us who work on this, we are actively selling singles. We're looking for angles to make a little bit of money. And, on play boxes, there's not a whole lot there right now. But with pre-constructed decks and starter decks, there are a lot of them. I wonder did we put Chandra? Oh, yeah, here we go. So Chandra Spellbooks. I just bought 1,000 of these from Distro at, I think, $10.75 each. And this is really, really cool. So this is a SIF floor. My math was a little bit higher than this, mostly because there is a foil card. And I think 3 of the 8 possible foils are like $10, $12. I think 2 of them are actually as high as $20. But there's all these weird little products that have a good amount of value. Now, again, you may not be able to buy it for what I can buy it for at distribution price. However, when you look at things like Bloomburrow, and I'll pull that up right now. Another perk of joining with us, or subbing with us, I should say. Yeah, Bloomburrow here. Now, the price on the market's $195. Your EV is 141. It's probably a little bit higher than that. That's with 50-cent SIF floor. But when we go to the EV program here, we are going to carry the Bloomburrow reprints, the Foundations reprints. So basically any product that gets reprinted, I know ahead of time what's coming, when it's coming from distribution, and I will pre-sell it once I get the green light that, yes, I'm going to get X amount of this stuff. Once I get it, I'm going to get it out to all you guys as quickly as possible. So you can either front run the market, get it before most of the stores, or you can just sit on it, wait for 2-3 months, wait for everything to bake, And then once the supply starts to dry up, you guys can push it to market, and then you can pocket a bunch of cash. There's a couple different ways to play the market here, and also in Discord, I'll keep you guys apprised of what's reprinting, what's coming, so you don't get stuck holding the bag. For example, Bloomburrow reprinted back in January. The decks were basically dead money for a couple months. Things went back to 185, 190. I think they were actually over 200. I knew there was a bunch coming, so I had moved all of my product. I also shared that with the folks in Discord. So I think most of the folks in Discord moved the product if they wanted to. If they didn't, that's fine. And then, you ride it all the way back down. And the beauty of Magic is you have the opportunity to take on a large position when things are about to rotate out. The bad part about Magic is you are going to get reprinted into the ground probably 2, 3, 4, 5 times before the end of the reprint cycle. So if you see it coming, this is actually a real world instance where it makes money or where it makes sense to buy low, sell high, and then rebuy when things get reprinted. So anyway, guys, I wanted to walk you through that. Again, just go to evandanontcg.com, join the Discord. You can always PM me, happy to answer the question. But again, for the next couple weeks until pre-release, and in fact, it's probably the next week, we will have Lorwyn Eclipse play boxes here, and you can buy a couple of cases, pretty much whatever you want within reason, for $110, $109.99. Again, this includes sales tax. It does not include shipping. We ship from the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast, it costs a little bit more. But you sub, send you a coupon, no big deal. Plus, you get access to everything else. So, anyway, guys, have a good Saturday night. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Again, join the Discord. We got a ton of value to share with you guys. Have a good night.